if you realize from the first half of the season coming, PSG were doing very well in the league, but in the Champions League we're not doing well. But when Dembele showed up, when Dembele picked up his statistics up, that was when PSG started dominating football. That was when PSG started dominating, clubs in Europe, and that is the reason for which PSG won the quadruple.
Now let's take a look at this. Let's just take a look at this. Let's be objective. Which of these two players was the most important player for Barcelona last season? Is it Lamine Yamal or Rafinha?
Lamine Yamal has always been.
So simple. Even when it comes to sensationalism, when it comes to PR, Lamine Yamal comes no close.
Oh no! How?
Wait.
No.
Oh, really? 2006.
When did this happen?
2006.
Yeah.
2006.
When did this happen?
In 2006.
Okay.
When everybody thought that
Zinedine
Zidane was going to win.
Yeah.
He had batted. What's the name? Someone.
Yeah.
And the PR went against him. You understand? He had Materazzi.
Yeah.
The PR went against him.
No, it was discipline. It wasn't PR.
What is PR?
Listen.
PR is when you have, you have
circles. No, you have circles.
You have circles touching for you.
That's what I'm saying. But
who is talking about
what has been the PR? What has been the PR in recent weeks for Lamine Yamal?
No, it's because he's been outstanding throughout the season.
Moral behavior.
Look. Hello, welcome to the Al Media Sports page. It's another time to bring you some of the interesting and also debatable topics currently trending in the world of sports. My name is Josiah. Today we'll be having quite an interesting conversation. Right after the conclusion of the very last tournament of the season, that's the FIFA Club World Cup, where Chelsea were crowned champions. Already there's been buzz all around with regards to who should be the rightful recipient of the most prestigious individual prize in football. That's the Ballon d'Or. Now there are two contending names we are hearing. We keep hearing these names, and we even keep asking if they are just the right names we should be hearing, because Ousmane Dembele, formerly of Borussia Dortmund, and that's also Barcelona, he has made an immense case for himself, scoring 35 goals for Paris Saint-Germain in the course of the 2024-2025 season. But then also, there's this young chap who turned 18 not long ago. He's been making the news for both the good and the bad reasons. Lamine Yamal also turned 18 about a week ago, and also he's also making a case for himself as far as the Ballon d'Or conversation is concerned. Now, that is where the debaters, that is where we would try to, come up with the reasons, the factors, the dynamisms, why you believe either one should be the winner of the Ballon d'Or. Maybe you'll be voting, maybe you might not. Maybe you're a supporter of PSG, maybe you're a follower, an avid follower of Barcelona. But then regardless, these two players have really shown their quality throughout the season, and definitely one of them would definitely be crowned the king of world football in the next couple of months. I have my pundit here with me today in the studio, so we're talking. I know they are preparing. I can see Messi with a tablet, and there's quite a lot on this tablet. I think she really came prepared with all Arsenal. And then also there's Force over there, my extreme far right over there. He's also done in a PSG jersey. But first of all, should I ask that does the jersey give us any indication which players you are going for? Right, Force.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need a soothsayer to tell. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
But welcome. So first of all, let's just look at the Ballon d'Or in recent times, and I would want to take your views quickly on what the trend has been. At some point, it's always for the player with the most goals. Then in 2018, we saw Luka Modric break that jinx. He only won the Champions League with Real Madrid, but then also with Croatia, he guided them to a second place finish in the FIFA World Cup in Russia. Now, let me ask, has it got to do with popularity, PR? Force, let me start off with you. You think the Ballon d'Or is now based on performance, club achievement? What do you think is the most deciding factor to award this particular trophy?
You cannot take it out of perspective, you understand, or you cannot take it out of precedence. And, every decade or every era has seen different statistics or have seen different categories for, selecting the Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah.
And you will have to realize that in the early 50s, it's all about who wins the Champions League,
Okay.
who scores the most goals, who has been the most important player in the particular team. You understand? And then you come to the early 21st century, where it turned not from how many goals you scored, but your impact on the team. That was when players like Zinedine Zidane, players like Ronaldinho were in the mix. You understand? Because they were not the top goal scorers in their era, but they were the best players in their era. Not by the number of goals they scored, but by the pure, magic of playing football. And then the mid 21st century saw the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and then Lionel Messi changed, the narrative, changed the atmosphere of what is necessary to win the Ballon d'Or. That became the goals and the assists. That was where neck to neck players were. I mean, the two players were trying to score 50 goals a season, which is unheralded, which has never been seen in world football. That two players competing with themselves neck to neck every single season, scoring over 50 goals a season. So then, after they left the scene, the narrative changed again from not the number of goals that you have scored, but how impactful you have been. So it depends on the era in which we find ourselves in and what is needed to win the Ballon d'Or.
Messi, currently, I think he's given us a synopsis of how we've evolved to where we are currently. So it used to be about goals. Back then it was about, how good you played, sometimes even how adorable you are as a player. We all know. But then now, what do you think would be, let's say this year, what do you think could be the most deciding factor?
This year, I feel like it's a blend of, all the qualities that have been selected over time. This year is going to be a lot of PR, it's going to be a lot of fanaticism, it's going to be a lot of goals and assists. So where we count, the goals, the assists, we're also looking at how well your team, your club, your fans can market you to the global audience and how well people receive you as, because I remember the last one where Rodri for Manchester City.
Yeah, that was last year. Rodri won it last year.
That was highly contested. People felt that the scheme had dropped and they didn't really know where the kind of scheme he was used to. He used to get that award. So I think right now it's going to be a lot more competitive. There's going to be a lot more factors.
Interesting. But are we also,
you see, to come in last season was purely PR.
It was PR.
It was purely.
So you think Rodri doesn't or didn't even deserve it then?
No, you see, if I said Rodri did not deserve it, would be a big mistake.
But if you're saying it's PR,
no, I am saying between the two players that were on board, between the two players, between Vinicius Junior and Rodri, you can choose anyone and be at fault. You can choose the other and still be at fault. You understand? But what I'm trying to say is that the PR that Madrid has always worked with did not work last season. Because if you are talking about the numbers, Vinicius should have won it last season, right? But the fact that the last time an English player won it was in 2008 when Cristiano Ronaldo won it. From then on, no English player has been in the top three. You understand? Barring when it was changed to the top five, where Didier Drogba found himself in. So I thought the last season was purely a PR, where the English press were able to market.
They didn't do a lot for
Rodri.
They didn't do much. Even for Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham was on the podium, and nothing was.
Bellingham was on the podium. I get to the point as an Englishman, right? But he wasn't playing for an English club. You realize that if an Englishman wins it, the accolade doesn't go to the English clubs.
No.
If an English clubs player wins it, the accolade goes to the English clubs. So there's a difference between being an English person and an England clubs player. You understand? So the validity comes from playing for an English team. Because since the Ballon d'Or started, only one English team has produced a Ballon d'Or winner. That is 2008. And it's an indictment on the English football, because we have always said that the English football is the best over the last decade. So what shows that it is the best?
Okay. All right. So now let's get to business. Let's talk about who is winning the Ballon d'Or this year. That officially, there's not be anything from the French football magazine, but we all have our metrics, right? We have a scheme. They have theirs, and I think we as fans also have ours, and we know how to measure, the performances of some of these players. Now, first of all, is it going to be based on trophies won? Is it going to be based on goals scored? Or again, PR will come into play? Messi?
this year, like I said, it's going to be a mixture of all of these factors.
Which one will be the most outstanding one?
At the end of the day, PR will win because
PR will win.
Is
so that's why you have Yamal as the player, because
PR
it's all about PR.
Yes.
It's not about how good he's played.
But at the end of the day, Yamal is not a bad player.
No, it's not about being bad. It's about rising to the standard of a Ballon d'Or recipient. That's what we are talking about.
Yamal, he's the youngest player. At the end of the day, when it comes to the core of it all, Yamal produces goals and assists. That's, looking at his age, looking at the team he plays for.
Is that a factor? His age? Why do we keep...
It is a very big factor.
What's wrong with his age? What makes
I think Barcelona, Barcelona in its fullness is trying to make history.
With what?
With Yamal.
So it's all about PR. It's not about the fact that Yamal has been so good and he deserves to be where he is. It's all because Barcelona are chasing history with this young boy.
I think he's also chasing a history of his own. And like we all know, he currently has a number 10 jersey.
Okay.
He's following the footsteps of Lionel Messi.
Which he can.
Yes, he can. Okay. So it's just like he's setting the pace for himself. And the whole of Barcelona, and then everybody is supporting him because I feel like he deserves it.
You feel like he deserves it. But can you outline? I would want you to outline why you think Lamine Yamal deserves to be the Ballon d'Or based on what he's done. Are you telling me he's been the best player at Barcelona the immediate past season, so he deserves it? What has he done?
Well, Lamine Yamal, top 3 Barcelona. And
top 3?
Yeah, top
outrightly.
3.
I want to know if he's the best.
No, for the basis of this conversation, I like to say that he's the best.
He's the best from Barcelona.
I like to say that he's the best currently because looking at his statistics, this is a young boy that started 2023, 2024 season, and he's led even his team to the Euros. He's come back, Champions League, semi-finals. It's a big thing. But let's not discount the fact that this guy continuously is showing up for the team, is showing up for himself in totality. And he has shown everybody that you can be young and you can still be adventurous. But in all, I'll say that Lamine Yamal himself has proven himself to be he's proving himself to be just more than a young boy. Okay. So people fail to see it, but I'm sure that by the end of this conversation, we'll lay the facts straight.
All right, so let me come to you first. What are we looking at? The most underlying factor to give out, if you had the chance to give it out today, no one is going to vote. You are just giving it out. What are you looking at?
Well, Josiah, I am a purist. You understand? Okay. I mean, when it comes to football, we have the purists, we have the pundits, we have people who do not understand the essence of football. I am from the background where you don't necessarily have to score a load of goals. You understand? I mean, I believe that players like Maradona, players like Pele, players like Ronaldinho, players like Eden Hazard epitomize football. You understand? I mean, the aesthetics. So if I were to give it out on the basis of me giving it out, then it's going to be the basis of being a purist. Right? I mean, the essence of football. What is football all about? Football is all about entertaining and winning. Okay. Because you realize that there can be teams who win without entertaining. Okay. Like Chelsea did in 2012.
And you are not a fan of that?
No, I am not. You see, when you would have to look at the trajectory of what football is all about. You understand? I mean, in the again, we go to history from the 1930s where we started the World Cup. It's all about entertainment. You understand? That is why you get players like Lothar Matthäus, players like Gianfranco Zola, players like what's the name, Pelé. These are players who understood football. It's not necessarily about the goals, but it's about the entertainment. You understand? You talk about players like Garrincha. That is why the Brazil squad of the 1970s, even though they did not win anything, they are remembered because of the style of football that they played. They did not win anything. You understand? So it is from that perspective that I believe that football should be enjoyed, not necessarily by being, by winning, but it should be enjoyed. So on that basis, I think that those qualities make Dembele the outright winner. Because if you talk about the statistics, he has more statistics. He the impact that he has had over the 2024-2025 season is magnanimous, is synonymous with winning. Remember, he's won the treble.
He's won the quadruple actually.
He's won the quadruple. Thank you. And you see, you can win. You can be a part of a setup and win. Okay. But he's not part of the setup. You understand? He is the setup itself because the team has been built around him. He is the focal point. He is the leader of that team. He led the team through the season because if you realize from the first half of the season coming, PSG were doing very well in the league, but in the Champions League, we're not doing well. But when Dembele showed up, when Dembele picked up his statistics up, that was when PSG started dominating football. That was when PSG started dominating, clubs in Europe. And that is the reason for which PSG won the quadruple. The underlying factor of PSG winning is Dembele.
Interesting. So let's just weigh our options here. Let's just weigh the modalities and see what we are looking at. Trophies will take what percentage of this award scheme, if I should ask, because we are looking at a player who has won 4 trophies and against a player who's won 3 trophies this season.
Josiah, not necessarily trophies, but important trophies as well.
Important trophies.
And you see, the most important.
No, you're setting the parameters. Yes. So important trophies. But what do you term as an important trophy?
The Champions League one. That
is the most important.
In a year that the World Cup is not being played.
In that order, we understand. Yes. There's a degree to everything.
Yes.
So we are looking at important trophies in quotes. So the Champions League is the most important.
The most important.
Okay. So you're telling me that based on that, then Dembele has got the edge over Lamine Yamal?
Not necessarily based on that, but the impact in winning the Champions League.
Okay.
That's why I earlier indicated that it can be a part of the setup, right? It makes you a winner of the Champions League. But here he led the team.
Okay.
You understand, with his goals, with assists. You see, against Man City when they were two goals down, it was he who led the attack. It was he who marshaled the team with his goals and his assists. You know? So you can take him out of the picture and say that he's part of the setup. No, he's the setup itself.
Interesting. Messi, now you need to make a case for Lamine Yamal. Now we are talking about a player. Now the parameters are being set. I don't know which one you're looking at, but he's spoken about entertaining, which is the reason why we watch football. That's the reason why footballers play football. Now he's won 3 trophies, but you think that's enough with his numbers? Because I just checked, and he didn't also win the best player in the La Liga. So what is he actually riding on? What's giving him, that confidence, the impetus to win this particular trophy?
I think that for the fact that he even isn't the number 1 player, even in his team, and he still comes head to head with the so-called best player.
That's PR for you, eh?
Exactly.
That's
from PSG. It's for us, it's a very big advantage.
Wow.
Because we are not, even if you are talking about best players and you are giving us your best,
okay,
and you are saying that, okay, Lamine Yamal is not the best. He's come forth with assists, he's come forth with goals, even without being number 1, even without, let's say, he being the core, member of the team and all of that. He's just a part of the team.
Okay.
But him just being a part of it has brought so much impact to the team. They won their local treble. Barcelona did win their local treble. They missed out on the Champions League due to their own faults. But that is beside the point. I agree that the Champions League is the most prestigious cup in today's football history. But we cannot also discount the fact that, again, Lamine Yamal, the very young child, right?
Well, I like the way you guys use young, and I don't know if it plays.
This is a year of PR.
It's a year of PR, so you understand. You understand the language.
Excuse me if I am going hard.
No, I understand, but you understand the PR language.
Exactly.
That it's not really about what you've done. That is so glaring to the sight of everyone, but it's just about trying to add sensationalism and sentiment to it.
Even if you are talking about entertainment, everybody can attest to the fact that watching Lamine Yamal play is pure entertainment.
Wow.
It is pure entertainment.
Wow.
Just watching him play, he's a talented striker. Sorry, he's a talented dribbler.
Okay.
And watching him on the ball, come on.
Well, I'm trying to know his impact. That's the point. Okay. Yes, you might convince me to vote. And this is what actually every single national team coach, every single national team captain, top selected journalist, from now till the award is being given out, trust me, they'll be listening to pundit. Some might have not even made up their minds already. And that's how they'll get convinced. And I believe with what you're saying, yes, 17 is cool. He's now 18. But you think with everything he's done with Barcelona, and you stated rightly that he's not top 3 in Barcelona. Do you think it's even fair to because Barcelona have got Rafinha, who for me personally, I think he was the most outstanding Barcelona player throughout last season.
Yeah, Barcelona, he had a very good season.
So how come no one is doing PR for Rafinha, and now it's all about.
It's always about what time. We always talk about times and seasons.
Okay.
And we the fans, we the football lovers, we the supporters, we feel like, okay, this is his time, and we are going to support him based on this. He's been an exceptional player. Maybe we can say, okay, because he didn't win the Champions League, we are trying to look down on that.
Okay.
But this is the same young boy that took his side to win the Nations Cup, and it's never been done. Okay. It's never been done. Okay. So even if you are talking about numbers, we are talking about facts. I am also worried about Dembele.
Okay.
Is he going to keep up with his form?
Okay. Is it about keeping up with his form? It's about a year.
We are not even up until the last stages of this Ballon d'Or.
Okay.
Next season is about to start.
Okay.
It's just a few. It's about to start. Now, preseason is coming.
Yeah.
Can he keep the momentum? We are sure that
Lamine Yamal can keep it.
We are sure that he can keep his momentum, but for him, can he keep the momentum up until the time?
But if it's been awarded today, you still go for Yamal.
Exactly.
If it's been awarded tonight, you believe.
Yeah, I believe that he's the right person.
Josiah. You see, it is funny. It is funny because
no, it's not funny. It's serious. It's serious.
No, it is funny. You see, because suffice to say that I know nothing about football.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You have indicated yourself.
Okay.
That he's not even the best in your club.
Okay.
It defeats.
And by far, I think Barcelona fans agree with that.
See, it defeats the purpose of even the conversation.
Oh really? Because, come on.
No,
we can't.
No. Okay. It does. No. It's just like saying Rodri wasn't the best player.
He wasn't
in City at the point where he won the.
Who was the best player at City then?
It wasn't Rodri, it was Haaland. It was Haaland.
That is why I laid foundations. Right?
Okay, yeah.
If you're a purist, you don't necessarily go with the goals.
So what do you go with?
Because if it were the goals, then Mbappe should have been in the conversation.
Then why are you not mentioning Vitinha if it's not about the goals?
The impact of the goals counts.
So it's still about the goals.
No,
sometimes
not necessarily the goals. You understand?
But the biggest impact in football is what?
It's goals
No, you can score 1,000 goals, but if you don't win nothing with it, that was the essence of the goals.
My Lord, Yamal won.
But these are players that are also, getting.
What did he win?
Yamal won the La Liga.
He won the
Copa del Rey. He won the Supercopa España.
Supercopa España. All domestic trophies.
And he was in the semi-finals. He was in the semi-finals of the Champions League.
Josiah. The semi-finals of the Champions League does not equate to the finals of the Champions League.
Okay.
And then going on to win it.
Okay.
We agree.
See, the biggest scoreline in the Champions League history was created when PSG defeated what? Inter Milan.
In a game where Dembele didn't score.
In a game where Dembele's influence led PSG to win. Forget the fact that he did not score in the finals. You understand? I mean, yes. But he led the team. He won it. I get to the point.
How do you lead a team and not score in the final game? And the team is still built around you.
No, you see, you create assists, you create the enabling environment for your team to win. You don't necessarily have to supersede everybody in the team. You have to lead by example. And that is what Dembele did. Because there are chances that he could have taken shots, but he laid the balls off. That is the purist mentality. You don't necessarily have to be aggressive in trying to score or in trying to get assists. If your player is in a better position, it is a teamwork. If Dembele had wanted to be selfish, I am not sure that they would have been able to get 5 goals to nil. But because of his unselfishness, because he thinks that the bigger picture is PSG win. And don't forget, the last time a French team won was in 1993. The last time a French team came close to winning was against Bayern Munich, again against PSG. So this was a time for them to win, not to try. I mean, the fanciful things.
So can we just say maybe this last season was PSG's time and was
it was not luck. It was not luck. You see, when you say luck, I disagree because we have seen teams do what PSG did. Example, what's the name? Real Madrid. When everybody thought that they were out of the Champions League last 3 seasons, they came back and beat Man City at the dying embers of the game. That is spirit, that is momentum, that is belief. Because against Man City, where they were 2 goals down, they had belief. You understand? They did not recoil. They went on the attack and they beat Man City by 4 goals to 2. Right? In the finals against Inter Milan, Did you see the annihilation? Did you see the humiliation?
So let's just narrow it down to Dembele winning the Ballon. But Messi, do you think Lamine Yamal has been a better player than Dembele? To be honest.
Yes, I think he has been a better player.
You think he's been a better player?
I think he has been a better
What makes him a better player? That is the point you are not bringing out. Do you understand? I mean, if you are better in your club, what did you lead your club to win?
But he's won 3 trophies.
He's won 3 trophies. The one that pitched them together equally on an equal footing with the Champions League.
Okay, wait. So
teams cannot. So
would you make the argument that just because every single PSG player that played for PSG in the final had won the trophy, and even talking about the Portuguese players who also won the Nations League, would you also say that based on that, they're also better than Lamine Yamal because they've won more trophies than the Champions League?
On the basis of that, that is where the impact comes in.
So what has been
from Dembele?
But do you think Dembele has been PSG's like outrightly best player?
31 goals. 31 goals.
And that's enough. You just mentioned it's not. No, listen. Let's not go back. You mentioned you said the parameters yourself. You mentioned it's not about the goals. And we are talking about
I am saying that it is not necessarily.
But so the
impact.
And are you taking out Ashraf Hakimi's
Are you discounting even Lamine Yamal's impact on his
exactly
team?
The year Modric won the Ballon d'Or. The year Modric won it.
Yeah.
Benzema was the highest goal scorer in
Cristiano Ronaldo was there.
Ronaldo
was there. He had just left
to Juventus.
Right? Yeah.
But his impact, I get to the point. No matter how good a player you are.
Yeah, but it's good. He's making this point for Lamine Yamal because it's not just
about the most impactful player in Barcelona's history last season, right? Was not Lamine Yamal. It wasn't Lamine Yamal.
Based on the numbers. No, based on you see, let's not view it.
He admitted it himself.
You mentioned impact. Then you go back to the numbers. Yes, Rafinha had the numbers.
What makes you win?
Rafinha, now you're going back again because we spoke about this.
What makes you win?
About the fact that the goals are the most important things. And you even brush that aside, saying that yes, we can look at goals.
I gave 4 scenarios.
Listen. Now let's take a look at this. Let's just take a look at this. Let's be objective. Which of these 2 players was the most important player for Barcelona last season? Is it Lamine Yamal or Rafinha?
Lamine Yamal has always been.
So simple. You indicated.
It's so simple. So I don't know why we are going back to the goals.
We talked about style of play. We talked about sensationalism. We talked about PR. We've come to the conclusion that PR is the order of the day.
Even when it comes to sensationalism, when it comes to PR,
Lamine
Yamal comes no clue.
Oh no! How?
Wait.
Oh really?
2006.
When did this happen?
2006.
When did this happen?
In 2006.
Okay.
When everybody thought that Zinedine Zidane was going to win.
Yeah.
He had batted, what's the name? Someone.
Yeah.
And the PR went against him. You understand? He had batted Materazzi.
Yeah.
The PR went against him.
No, it was discipline. It wasn't PR.
What is PR?
Listen.
PR is when you have, you have
circles. No, you have circles.
You have circles touching for you.
That's the point. But
who is talking about
what has been the PR? What has been the PR in recent weeks for Lamine Yamal?
No, it's because he's been outstanding throughout the season.
It's about immoral behavior.
No, listen.
It's about immoral behavior. To the extent that the Spanish prosecutor has initiated an investigation.
Has he been charged with anything? Wait, has he been charged?
We have stages. So
has he been solved for now?
I am saying that the Spanish investigator has initiated calls for him to be investigated.
No, not him.
He's not being tried. He's not being prosecuted.
Yes. Before you get charged.
Okay.
In criminal prosecution.
So you leave it there until proven guilty.
And I am saying that
you just leave it
there.
How are we trying to accuse someone of a crime that he has not even?
And that's not even.
We are not accusing him of a crime. I am saying that the PR gimmick is not going to work for him because the public image.
It is because of the PR. That is why he constantly gets talked about. Yamin Lamar drinks water, and everybody's talking about Yamin Lamar.
Nobody talks about him.
You are talking about
him on the snooze button, but everyone else.
It is about the negative aspect of his life. To the extent that people are worried that he might not fulfill his full potential. Because of that social.
No. See. As a moderator of this show, please, let's not go there. We are talking about his on-field.
We are talking about public PR.
Yes, we are talking about his on-field, which is related to his on-field. This is off-season. please, come on. Let's not go there. He's an 18-year-old.
It's summer. It's
he
his
just turned
birthday.
18, and we all know what
He's an adult.
We all know what Real Madrid can do just to tarnish the image of this young guy. We understand.
Did Madrid write the papers?
It's coming. Most of the news was coming from
Spanish,
Marca. It's Madrid. It's a Madrid media outlet. Let's not go there.
Did Madrid pay the Spanish prosecutor?
Yes. No.
To investigate.
No. It's okay to investigate. I'm coming. As a moderator, listen. I have the right.
No, I know
to
you
call
have
on the
the
show. Listen. First, I can ask the police to investigate you coming here.
Yes.
It doesn't mean you are guilty of anything.
I am not saying he's.
That's the point. So, yes, let them investigate. Once they are done and the findings are out, perhaps maybe it was even nothing. People are only trying to, just paint the boy black. He only turned 18 and he decided to do what men do. That was all. I need your final words.
Did I accuse Lamine Yamal?
No one's accusing you.
I am saying that.
Yeah.
The Spanish prosecutor has initiated calls for him to be investigated.
Not him. Don't say his birthday party.
No.
Don't attach it to him.
All-season activities.
Has called for him. Has called for him to be investigated.
Has called for him. Has called for an investigation into his 18th birthday party.
Has called for an investigation into him.
His birthday party. No, it's not him.
No, there are two separate.
It's like he's become a criminal of the.
No, he's not a criminal. He's an interested party in the investigation. No.
Yes. So into what?
You make him the primary subject of the investigation.
Into yes,
into soliciting people with drafts.
All right, no, Messi. No, see, Messi, you have the final words. Now you have.
Oh no, but you take my final words.
You give me your final words.
You
spoke up. You tried to smear us.
Messi, now convince the world why I should, because I'll be voting.
Yes.
Why should I vote for Lamine Yamal?
Lamine Yamal recently turned 18 years, and he is the frontliner currently. When it comes to Barcelona, he's been rewarded with the number 10 jersey, which means that he's about to make a different kind of history. The coming season, we are not coming to do what we did last season, even though we did a lot last season. 18 goals, 25 assists for a 70-year-old boy. Then, now 18. The numbers are there. The performances are there. If you are talking about PR, we consistently talk about his good works, discounting all his other whatever it is that people are trying to.
But they are there.
If people try to always talk about it,
that doesn't define the player.
It doesn't discount it.
That's
we hear you, we see you, but we are focusing on the ultimate.
Is Dembele winning it?
Who else?
Ousmane Dembele, the guy who got injured for majority of the season.
Who else? Who else? The data available shows that what? He's played better football.
Okay.
He scored more goals.
Okay.
He's got more assists. He was more influential. And the most viable point, he won the Champions League.
He's not the only one who won it. So maybe that point has been flawed because Vitinha won it. Vitinha won it and won the Nations League. Are you making a case for this player? No, you're not. All right, so on that note, the Ballon d'Or conversation will really drag until mid-September, where finally we'll have the ceremony itself. But then, until then, definitely this conversation will also wouldn't just slow down. It looks eternal for now. It looks like something that will be going on. Messi, Ronaldo, but this time it's the era of a 17-year-old who just turned 18 and all the magic he's doing. But then also there's one Dembele who many thought wasn't disciplined enough. He joined Barcelona. He was pushed out, joined PSG, and now under the guidance of Luis Enrique, he's also gunning for the most prestigious individual prize in football. So who wins the Ballon d'Or? Is it going to be Lamine Yamal, whom Barcelona have started to project, or it's going to be Ousmane Dembele? We live to see that one.